in this teleconference, and who made it possible, and most particularly voted with your wallets, because ultimately, crassly, in a 3D reality, that's the only way this kind of information, this kind of research progresses. Now, in terms of some of the substance of what David said, I want to call your attention again to a theme that I've been going back and forth to this entire afternoon, which is you have to watch the mainstream. You have to see the things that are happening in the mainstream reality, on mainstream television, mainstream news programs that have never happened before, that are so out of the norm that even mainstream commentators and news people and pundits are being forced to comment. One incident in particular happened just a few days ago where Leslie Stahl, who was a member of the CBS News family, which I used to be a part of, noted correspondent over there, on 60 Minutes interviewed the new Speaker-elect of the House, John Boehner. He hasn't been elected Speaker yet, but he will be after January 5th, I believe. Anyway, she's interviewing John Boehner, and several times in a taped interview where you could edit it all out, John Boehner breaks down and cries. This is the guy who we're going to have as leader of the House of Representatives of the United States Congress in a few days. And he breaks down crying, and he's done this. I mean, the networks have now put together clips showing John Boehner breaking down over and over and over again. Well, why do people break down and cry in public? It's because their emotions overwhelm the governor, overwhelm the part of them that says, wait a minute, I'm a public person, I have to maintain decorum, and I can't do this. And the fact that he does it, and does it so frequently on an ascending curve, appears to me to be another indicator we should pay attention to. Why? Because John Boehner is in control of the purse strings, because all the financial appropriations of the U.S. government originate in the U.S. House of Representatives. The founders put the purse strings in the House of Representatives deliberately because that was supposed to be closer to the people. Well, appropriations bills come out of the House. John Boehner is going to be Speaker of the House. He broke up in his interview with Leslie Stahl on the discussion of children, the next generation. He could not bring himself to talk about those children not having the American dream. And I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking it is the quintessential example of what I've said many times before, which is the physics is mandating that the good are getting better and the bad are getting worse, because he cannot control his emotions. The physics affects us first via our emotions. That's why you can chart the stock market peaks and lows in terms of emotions. People vote their fears. When they're fearful, they sell. When they're feeling confident, they buy. So you've got an emotional cycle set up. I think it's really important for all of us, both those of us on the panel and those of us just watching or listening to this on the audio or on the live stream, to pay attention from this night forward to what everyone is saying in context, and whether it fits the context or it's incongruous. It's kind of like that old Jim Carrey movie, Liar, Liar, where he tries to tell the truth for an entire day, or he's mandated, I forget the actual plot line. The point is that chaos ensues because we're supposed to have this normal social interaction where we don't say certain things in public. Well, if you've noticed, there's a lot of public people, saying a lot of things in public now that even other commentators are commenting. Leslie Stahl was, frankly, kind of freaked out that John Boehner broke into tears in front of her, and she called attention to it, and they put it in the piece, meaning they're beginning to notice the incongruities. If I had one final thing to say, because I think we probably should wrap this up if David can't stay with us, if I had one final thing to say, it basically is that old line from that movie, keep watching the skies. Watch your media. The number of movies coming out in the next few months, part of a disclosure curve, obviously. What the Pope is doing in wanting to baptize aliens, obviously part of the disclosure curve. What's happening to Julian Assange with WikiLeaks, and Michael Moore stepping in suddenly and providing him with appropriate public, support in terms of his bail, as well as public support in terms of the WikiLeaks website. That's important. Watch that. In other words, you have to watch everything. And along with David, I think there's some pretty amazingly intriguing things up ahead. It is not doom and gloom. The script has not been written. We can see the script falling apart in all different directions. And the only thing we can bet on is that the future is going to be a little bit different than right now. Thanks.
Okay, Richard. Thank you very much. Do you consider that your closing statement, or would you like to say anything else?
Nope, I'm done for tonight.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining us, Richard. I would like to give Bill Ryan a chance to make a final statement here. So I'm going to cue him up, and hopefully this will work. And let's see how it goes. Bill, are you? Let's see. Could you speak up, Bill, and give it a try?
Okay. How's this? Can you hear me?
Yes. I can hear you fine.
Okay, good. I've got a pretty dreadful echo. Can you handle that at your end, please?
Okay. Yeah. Can you? What I'm trying to do is, I don't know if you're.
Keep on talking.
I don't know if you're loud enough or if you can be heard by the people that are listening at this moment. If you could talk again, Bill, please.
Okay. How's this now?
How's this now?
That's good. No echo. No.
No. I can't. I'm sorry. It's really bad echo. I can't even talk at all.
Okay. Hold on one moment.
You can do it at your end.
Okay.